Okay, so part of what happened at the Sony unveiling of some of the launch titles and these prices for the PlayStation 5 is we got confirmation Final Fantasy 16 is actually coming. Not another Final Fantasy 14 expansion, not anything having to do with Final Fantasy 15. A brand new game. It's single player, and let's go. Here's the trailer, which they called Awakening. I can't say I'm a fan of the art style, but I can get over that if the gameplay's good.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
How do we even know the girl will be among them?
Our kind do not question orders, we follow them.
Chocobo charged with scimitars. This is kind of crazy. So a return to the medieval setting. Oh, oh my goodness. The summons battling each other. That's cool. Shiva versus Titan.
Relinquish their mother crystal easily. This will be a bitter fight.
You should not be out of doors. We have discussed this.
So, first off, I love the main theme going behind this. It's a really cool version, and I can't hear good versions of that song without feeling a little bit because I've been playing this game series since the early 90s, and it's hard to, just like the Zelda series, it's hard to divorce the history behind the series and all of my past experiences with it from new stuff. So already in this trailer, you can see they're not really trying to push the graphics, but I'm actually happy about that because it means the development won't be in development hell for so long like Final Fantasy 15 was. Like part of Square's problem in recent years has been they work to make the game as flashy as possible, but at the detriment to their schedule, their budget, and their ability to basically manage the plot and the game systems. Like, you don't need a million different systems in your game. You need a couple that the player has control of. So I hope that the graphics are a signal to a return to more simple methods of character progression. That's what I would like to see.
Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
Okay, so this is some sort of aristocrat or royalty.
I'm sworn to protect him.
Ooh, white chocobo. Okay, so an action battle system, that's expected. Looks very similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Did you not pledge your sword to our cause?
Oh, look at that Malboro. That looks good, actually.
Does it matter?
Okay.
It was the Dalmex who drove back.
So it looks like kind of a hybrid of Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy 15, which I'm fine with. I love both of those battle systems.
The Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms.
Cigarette holder. That's stylish.
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
Something's going wrong with the crystals, so classic Final Fantasy story. That's a Dragoon. I like that.
So, Sentinel Dragoons. Imperial Vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
Oh, a coral. You know, these classic enemies look really good in 3D, and I never get over it. Oh, no. So there's, like, an assassination attempt. Intrigue. Oh, that's cool. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, no. Like, the royalty has access to summons. Oof, oof.
Second life on fire. But that's impossible.
I love, and I liked this in Final Fantasy 12 and 13 as well. And actually 15 did it a little bit. I love the summons as story elements. I like it when they're more than just gameplay. I feel like that kind of started in Final Fantasy 6 a little bit in 4 as well. But like they've made them more and more part of the story, and I really like that because I feel like if you have these super powerful entities, you should use them in a story fashion. So I'm glad to see kind of some story beats here, definitely relying on like that's Phoenix. So
Legacy of the crystals.
I like this. Ifrit versus Phoenix, huh?
Shaped our history.
Ooh.
For long enough.
I like the feeling of it.
I'll
I
kill
do.
you. If it's the last thing I do.
The characters look kind of generic. That's my only complaint so far. Okay, so is that Ifrit or a form of Bahamut or some form of Behemoth? Either way, the logo's pretty cool as well. I did notice at the beginning of this trailer they said it's on a PC emulating a PS5. So you're telling me Square-Enix doesn't even have a demo PS5 to develop this on? That's interesting to me. Anyways, just after this one trailer, I'm already more interested in this game than I was in Final Fantasy 15. So we'll have to see. Of course, there will be more trailers before this game comes out because it's not going to come out until like probably mid or late next year at the earliest, I would say. But I will be looking forward with attention to this rather than putting it in the back of my mind. Before Final Fantasy VII Remake, I may have been paying attention to this less, but to be honest, that game changed my perspective and gave me new faith that Square can actually make a good game. You know, I know that seems harsh, but they had a series of over-bloated games that were not developed in a way that trims the fat, basically. And I hope that this is a return to games development that has a vision and trims away everything to get that vision, not bloat a game up until it's super complicated to play and the plot is, I'm all for a good, really dense plot, but I know that I'm an outlier there. And also there's a thing as too dense and too arcane. It makes people not interested. But this, I think, is pretty easy to understand. You know, we have crystals, we have summons, we have like some assassination attempts on royalty. These are things that are easy to understand from a plot perspective. So I'm pretty hopeful here.